Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Chiefs loses 2-0 to Richards Bay United. Unacceptable, nonsense, trash. Today, yes, the ref has a play in us losing 2-0, but no. Guys, today it is the coaching. Yo, guys, people will protect Nabi all they want. I am not even saying fire Nabi, but hold him accountable. I'm not going to sit here and lie to people and say Nabi is great, Nabi is the what, etc. We are giving him a chance as supporters. But when he makes mistakes, it also has to be on his hand, in his hands, because, Buffett, number one, starting lineup. In my previous video, I said our first half performance against Cape Town City was a solid performance. Why don't you keep that team? Because Richards Bay is going to play a very easy game. They're going to sit back. They're not going to play. They're going to sit back and you are going to have the ball. And if you don't find a way to score within the first 20 or 30 minutes, they are going to sit that way until they get this goal from a late run or whatever. But they don't have a style of play. They don't have a game plan. Like, they don't have like any specific game. They are just saying, wait, if we get a counter, we score a goal. Why? We have Figueroa, who's fast. We have Ntundwane, who can hold up play. We have Mbutum. Those are the only three players they were using to go up front. But why I'm saying this is because, guys, the first half, we had no business not having Sereno with a team that is going to sit back. Modi cannot unlock a team that is sitting back. Modi can't do it. I always say this. I'm starting to realize Nabi as a coach, I don't think sometimes he has the right mindset for being a top quality coach. And the reason why I say mindset, I'm saying in the previous 45 minutes, the team played well. The only thing is that the ball didn't get in the back of the net. But that team was solid. We played the game. We were never troubled by Cape Town City. A very good team in that, like the better attackers than Richards Bay. A very good team. But we held them with Nkosimpile and Cele. But today you bring Mteto. I am not going to say Mteto played bad. Mteto played good. But the thing is that Mteto can't give you anything offensively. Nkosimpile and Ngobo today didn't even touch the field. The players who touched the field, let's ask ourselves, did they give us anything that Nkosimpilo gave us in attack? Mteta will always be good defensively. Castillo, off. Like all the players that came from injury that Nabi threw in today were off. Like all of them. Like maybe Mteta is the exception, but off. Castillo off, Duba off. Duba, unfortunately, we're chasing the game. But anyway. Nabi is at fault for that starting lineup. And I've been hearing fans saying, it's Tatu Modi. Modi has been doing what? Guys, Modi has not been scoring. Our problem is scoring. And I don't know how else to say this to people, but Modi and Sereno, you cannot say those two people's names in the same sentence. Modi and Sereno are people you cannot say their name in the same sentence. Sereno can be off currently, yes, but he has barely been playing because of suspensions and injuries, etc. So give him time. Give him time in his position. Last game, we didn't play him in his position. He's not a right wing. He's not a right wing. This second half, you bring him late in the game. We're losing. Richards Bay is sitting back. There's less space behind. It just is a collapse. Chiefs, you know what, Buffett, I'm going to be honest. A lot of you are going to come here and bash players. Quality players. Ask yourself a very simple question. When you compare every player that plays for Kaizer Chiefs to every player that plays for Richards Bay, which player at Richards Bay do you want at Kaizer Chiefs? Ask yourself that simple question. Which player at Richards Bay do you want at Kaizer Chiefs? Which player at Richards Bay do you think can do better than the Chiefs players? And if your answer is none of them, then how can you sit here and say quality players, Chiefs quality players, if our players are better than their players? There's no question about it. Our players are better than their players. So I don't want this excuse of quality. This is a game we should not have lost. We lost this game. We lost 2-0 to Richards Bay United. Meaning that Kaizer Chiefs is acting like not a top 8 team. Chiefs is acting like a top 16 fighting, trying to stay out of relegation team. Because now we've played 22 games. We have 8 games to go. We got beaten by Richards Bay. Teams are dropping points above us. I saw a stat that said if we won 2 games in a row, we are probably going to be number 3 on the log. But no, we not win. We lose. We lose. Like, give me a draw. Okay? If you can't score, give me a draw. But let's talk about the refs issues, because there were issues. The first foul that Richards Bay got, when I looked at it, I was like, I need to look at it again, but it didn't look like a foul. It looked like the guy bought the ref, because Mteto was late, yes, but Mteto didn't catch the guy. Like, the guy was holding his leg, but Mteto kicked A. Mteto literally kicked A. Mteto was like, oh, but I didn't touch him. And then it was like free kick. The guy was holding his leg, rolling on the floor. But Mteto did not touch that guy. Unless there's a replay I have not seen, but from the replays that were played, Mteto did not touch that guy. Okay, start. Phase 1, that is the ref. That is the ref. Phase 2, it's Kaizer Chiefs. The goal we concede is the exact same goal Cape Town City scored, Stellenbosch scored against us in the previous game. It's the exact same goal. Do you get what I'm saying, everyone? It's the same goal. The guy gets to the ball in front. They hit a fast shot in the near post, and we are late. Again. And I think when you watch that goal, Miguel is late. Again. Ignacio Miguel is in the exact same position he was when De Jong scored the goal. So, what do we call that? That is Ignacio Miguel and Chiefs set piece. Like, in our set pieces that we considered against Richards Bay today, it always felt like Richards Bay had a chance to score. They had clear-cut chances to score. But anyway, the one thing I like about Richards Bay, the way they scored that first goal, is the fact that they got a good header on target. Which Chiefs had chances in the first half with those exact same crosses, but we didn't get a header. Another thing I want to point out with crosses. A lot of you may like Thabo Cele's crossing. I don't like it. And the reason why I don't like it is that outswinging ball of his. It gives it swings too far out. It swings too far out. It makes the player of Chiefs who is going to header the ball have to generate power, like so much power to even beat the keeper. And I don't think that's a good corner. You know, the Richards Bay corner, it was simple. It was hit with such venom that it worries the goalkeeper, because it could either go close to the pole or just a little touch is on target. And my problem is when we hit our corners, they don't land in the right area in the box. They ran too far away from the 6-yard box. So my problem is that when it's like that, when you're going to header the ball like that, you then have to generate too much power to try get that ball. Whereas if the ball is hit almost between the penalty mark and the 6-yard box area, if it is just in between that, it means that if Chiefs hit that ball on target, chances are it's a goal. But anything that's further out is going to be... And an outswinging ball is harder to put on target. I don't like this outswinging ball. Unless the outswinging ball doesn't go too far out and it just is through the cross. Anyway, I know it's a technical thing, but I don't like those crosses, because those crosses aren't dangerous. It's easy if someone crosses the ball and the person who's going to header is far away from the pole. It's easy for us to sit, have a person near pole, far pole, and wait for where the pass is gonna... we don't have to even think. We know good. Okay, Nangum Simango is gonna header it. Let's wait, because it's not even a ball that's hit with a lot of pace, so you can kind of see who's going to header it. But anyway, also another thing, Duba went and took the last corner. Why is Duba taking corners? Does it make sense that a person who is a striker and who should be in the box is taking a corner? I've never understood it. We have Sereno can't header. Sereno can't do anything in the box with set pieces. Sereno must be the primary set piece taker. Or better yet, Thabo Cele, the one we had, yes. Or Mfundo Vilakazi. These are players who cannot header the ball. Duba can header the ball. Duba scored a goal in the season through headering the ball. So why is he not in the box? Anyway, guys, Look, a lot of you are going to say, we can't blame Nabi. We can't blame Nabi. It's their players. It's their players. No, we will blame Nabi. Here's why we'll blame Nabi. Richards Bay quality of players, Kaizer Chiefs quality of players, they are not the same. There's no way Chiefs should be losing to Richards Bay. Any day, 365 days in a year, Chiefs should not be losing to Richards Bay. Richards Bay lost their best player. They didn't replace that player. They lost their best player, Usanele Barnes. They never replaced that player. They got Usitebe from Kaizer Chiefs. Sitebe ended up leaving that team. So who in Richards Bay is beating Chiefs? What players in Richards Bay are beating Chiefs? Okay, let's go to the second goal. It's an offside. I know. But there's something in football, and all one of you who are listening to this must understand. You create your own luck. For example, if Mbutuma doesn't put that offside goal in the back of the net, it's not a goal. He does it. But the fact that he puts the ball in the net, that's what matters. You create your own luck. Whether the ref is making a mistake or whatever, create your own luck. Richards Bay created their own luck. And yes, the refs could have caught it, but that's what you do when you create your own luck. You create your own luck. The one thing I want to say is that for the Modi Brigade, guys, Modi is 31 years old. Modi is struggling to score. Modi has been putting in solid performances, but his performance does not result in us scoring goals. So that's why I wanted to touch on Modi. I can't blame Mvuma much. Solomons, I've been saying I like Solomons, but the truth is Solomons is not a 90-minute player. We could see in the second half, legs were gone. Like he was no longer the Solomons of the first half. So Solomon's game is not sustainable for 90 minutes. And sometimes I wish Nabi could understand that Solomon's game is not, like in the second half, Richards Bay was getting so many chances in Solomon's space because his leg could not bring him back. His legs could not bring him back into his defensive position because it's not sustainable. He can play that game for maybe 60 minutes. And if we're leading, let's say we're winning 3-0. If we're leading 3-0, keep Solomons in the game because then you say you don't have to go up. We're winning. Like you don't have to join the attack. But if it's a thing that we're still looking for a goal and it's the 60th minute and he's been playing that same way, fast, you need to understand that it's not sustainable and it's going to end up hitting you. And that's eventually what was happening. They were hitting balls into his space. Luckily for us, Richards Bay doesn't even have quality players, so they couldn't utilize that space that they got. But on another day, we getting hit 4-0. All I have to say about this is that Nabi's at fault today. Let me ask a simple question. What has Nkosi Ngobo done that would result him not even playing today in the 90 minutes? Like, what has Nkosi done that would be that it's going to be Mteto next to Kele, and then it's going to be Castillo, and then it's going to be Mad, and then it's going to be Nkosi Ngobo? Are we saying that Nkosi Ngobo in the rankings of Mteto, Castillo, Mad, Nkosi Ngobo is the fourth choice? Because it makes no sense. Nkosi Ngobo did not have bad games. In the previous game, he did not have a bad game. Was it a great game? No, but it was not a bad game. He created the chances for us in those games. This game, Mteto failed to create those chances. The one thing Mteto does, he retrieves the ball, he passes wide, he finds Ukele. If someone comes to retrieve, like Abo Modi, he'll pass Abo Modi. But Mteto cannot go in the middle. And this is what I said in the preview. I'm like, when Richards Bay is sitting, when you play with Mteto, you are killing yourself, because when you kill yourself in that manner, it's saying if a team is going to sit back, you need more ball players to unlock that team, because going side to side with a box that is packed is not going to win you the game. And sometimes I don't get how Nabi and his technical team think. Like, why bring Mteto in this game? Why? If you're worried about Richards Bay hitting us on counters, then tell Abo Solomons to not go up. Tell us to have a flat back four. But keep the ball. You know, when I saw a midfield with Mthethwa and Cele, I was like, I like Mthethwa. But I don't like Mthethwa with a double pivot midfield. Like, it won't work. It won't work. Like, it will not work with Mthethwa playing right next to Cele. Because Mthethwa is not creative. Mthethwa can only play as a 6 with 2 double 8s. That is the only way you can play Mthethwa. With a 6, Mthethwa must be a 6 who's not involved in the creating with 2 double 8s. Do a 8? No, he's a 10. So you can't even consider him an 8. Then you put Cele next to him, and if you want to maybe put Nkosimpilo Ngcobo or Matlo next to him, then that formation makes more sense than playing Cele next to Mthethwa. It won't work because Mthethwa is going to make the other side of the midfield non-functioning. Do you get what I'm saying? That when Mthethwa ends up on the other side, he's going to make it a non-functioning side in offensive play, because in defensive play, he's good. He's good. We'll give him that. Give him his flowers. He had a solid defensive game. He closed down a lot of players. But in terms of us creating, we lost that spark that Ngcobo gave us in the previous game. Ngcobo was not... That's why I'm saying Ngcobo currently is playing at 30% of his quality. So he needs the game time to get to a 60, to get to a 70. But if our Coach Nabi, is not giving the player time to adjust to his new position, because Ngcobo has never played as a deep lying 8. He was always an advanced 10. So he's adjusting to the position. Trust in the boy. When you remove Ngcobo in our team, you sacrificed our midfield play. Thabo Cele was overworked in that midfield. He was overworked. Mdu Shabalala was non-existent in this game because our midfield was not functioning. The ball was sitting on the flanks. We could only pass more than do on the flanks, and we were lucky that Ulolipop no Solomons are trying their little chemistry there on the right, which is working, but it's just not resulting in anything currently. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and act like Chiefs didn't create chances. I'm not going to sit here like the Chiefs had the moments to win this game. No, I'm not going to act like that. I'm not going to act like we weren't dominant in the first half. I'm not going to act like that. But what I want to tell everyone is that you can be dominant in phases that don't hurt your opponent. And that is what happened. We played into Richards Bay's game plan. Richards Bay was willing to give us the width. But as long as we don't penetrate them through the middle, because they don't have a midfield, they don't have a centre backs. As long as they protect their core, they don't mind if you attack them. They feel they can manage with the wings. But they can't manage with someone breaking them down through the middle. And that's what we gave them. We gave them that. When we play Mthethwa, we give them that. We give them the license for them to play the way they want to be played. And that is Nabi's mistake. It was Nabi's tactical mistake. You cannot play with against someone who's going to sit back and hold. Because what happens is that we had the ball on the width. Modi had the ball on the width. He was there with Mdu Shabalala. Solomons had the width. He was there with Lollipop. We had the width. But when they have the width, what do they want to do? They can't play these balls that are hard on the ground because already there's a Richards Bay player there. So they have to chip the ball in the box. But now ask yourself, when you chip the ball in the box, who is going to header that ball? We saw Dupree. Dupree was in the box. First half, he headed the ball. But will Dupree have heading goals? No. And this is where tactical issues of Nabi fall in. Nabi this season is being beaten tactically by PSL coaches. I don't get how PSL coaches are better tactically than Nabi. Like Kevin Hunt, Clinton Larson, Papi Zotwane and his crew, Puti Mohafe. Like, all these guys are beating Nabi tactically. They are not beating Nabi because they have better players. No, they're beating him with tactics. Let me put something into perspective for you. Richards Bay got 3 points from us. Not because they're a good player, but they played a tactical game that Nabi failed to understand and beat.